Ninjas.
Hello, we're together. Woo! We're coming up to our first birthday of Team Recovery, and it's something we're both really proud of. And we're gonna talk to you about why we decided to set Team Recovery up and what it means to us to be recovery ninjas. So, Rachel, why did you want to work with me to do Team Recovery?
Well, I really wanted to show that recovery is possible, and I was just really sick of all the pro Anna and pro Mia stuff out there, and I think that there need to be pro recovery things out there. And as we were both very creative and like writing and journalists, it was a good match.
It was, and we've got someone missing.
I know.
Ali. Really sad because she got snowed off, and she's northern, I'm Midlands. It's down south, they can't work when the snow goes on, no. But with all of us, I think we all connected, we'd all got stuff in common, we'd all been creative, like Rach and I are both journalists or trained as journalists, and we knew there was something more that we could give from our experience. I mean, I think for me, it was really early on in my recovery that we set up Team Recovery, and I think it helped me and it pushes me on because it makes me accountable. Like, I can't talk about recovery if I'm not trying for recovery.
Yeah.
And people like Rachel, I'll make her cry. I find as inspirations, and if I can fully recover as well, then it's proof that you've helped me in my journey, and I think that's really important. And that's what for me Team Recovery is about, because Ali, myself and Rachel are all in totally different places in recovery. Rachel's fully recovered. I've battled with anorexia, and Alice will talk about what she's done or had or whatever, or recovering from when she talks. But I think we can all bring different things to the table. We've all got different skills, but I think in Team Recovery you can all learn from each other. And I don't think you need to be fully recovered to help other people in their recovery, because everybody else is different, I think.
Yes, everybody's recovery journey is different. It's one question I really hate when the media asks me of what one advice would you give to sufferers, and I'm like, oh, it's really hard because everybody's recovery is different. There's not one formula like, oh, these help me, they'll help you. But at the same time, I think that if we can share things that do help us, they may help you as well, and you can even give us ideas as well that could help us too.
I would say there's the kind of network on Twitter and the hashtag Recovery Ninja or Team Recovery has helped me, because you can click on it and there's things that people say on there that even if they're moaning about stuff or like having a hard day, it kind of, you know, resonates with me, and I go, oh God, I hadn't even thought about it like that, or I hadn't, you know. And I think that's what's really important. I think as long as you're all in the right place and heading in the right direction, wherever you are on that continuum of recovery, it doesn't matter, like, you can always bring something different to the table. And Rach might have gone through something or had a problem or difficulty that I've never had, and actually learning about somebody else's, I think it's really good to kind of makes you think, it's helped my awareness more than anything. It's made me aware of other people's problems, and also that, you know, that what can be hard to one person isn't necessarily hard to another, and I think that helps in the kind of being fraudulent or not, because you've got to accept that everybody's different. You might not have had your eating disorder for 10 years and someone might have had it for 10 months, but it doesn't mean that they're any less suffering than, or been any less, you know, suffering than you have. It just means that you're completely different. And I think I need to embrace that more myself on a daily basis, but I am learning, and, you know, I'll get there.
And then you'll have as big as boobs as me.
I know, I'm jealous of her boobs. I am jealous of her boobs. Have you seen them? I'm completely distracted now.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Aside from my boobs. What was it? I was going to say something.
You got distracted by boobies.
I did. No, I wish when I was in recovery that there was something like Team Recovery. Because there was nothing really out there. I didn't feel like I knew anybody who could understand what I was going through. I did meet some people early on when I was an ambassador for Beat, which helped me in a way, because they were all further stages of recovery than me or recovered, which did give me hope that one day I would be recovered. So I like that now I can give people hope that you can recover too.
And I think another thing that we talked about earlier, because we've been talking all day and we keep saying we should have recorded that, we should have made a video on that one, or vlogged about that.
We should just had a day of Sare.
We'll record us all day, you can see a day in the life of.
But falling over almost.
She saved my life. She actually not only is helping me recover from my eating disorder, she actually caught me. I went flying earlier in the snow. But thank you. So I owe my life in more than one way now. I think I can't get completely distracted by the fact that I was thinking about what I've fallen on. I was really falling over earlier. But I think, in recovery, that I needed to stop. It's nice to know that you can associate with people that are in a positive place, because I think one thing that really annoyed me and about forums and about anorexia is that you are in a destructive place and you want that destructive behaviour kind of justified. You need justification for why you're being so destructive to yourself and your world. And I think what I'm a firm believer of is that team recovery is the way that you can talk to people that you feel you associate with and that you can connect with and that understand and then get it, but without being destructive. And I think that's really important. And if I'd found that earlier on, I think maybe I wouldn't have got so hooked into the pro-ana world that I was in. And I don't deny the fact that I did use pro-anorexia sites and for quite a long time. But I think what I am proof of and what I am confident of is that you can break free from that web, and it isn't the only thing out there that support, and they're not the only people that understand you. And I think associating myself with people that are further along the recovery line from me has helped me. It doesn't always help everybody else, because you compare and you think that you're not going to recover and you're not worthy of it. And don't get me wrong, I get there and I think, oh God, I'm never going to recover. Just because it's happened to Rach, she's recovered, I'm not Rachel. But I think you need to associate with yourself with the positive things in that. But I wanted team recovery to be about breaking free from that web. And I hope it does do that.
And I think we should give Sare a round of applause.
Thank you. I'm going to go to bed now because I don't do compliments.
No, but it is, you have to recognise that it's a big achievement to have been able to get out of that world, because you could have got sucked into it. Which I think sometimes it does happen to some people, which is very...
It is sad and upsetting. I think when you think, and I said to Rachel and earlier that you think that they're the only people in the world that ever got you, and I said that's what attracted me to that kind of world, that kind of destruction, is because I thought that the only people in the world that ever got me for the first time in my life were these people that would celebrate my weight losses, celebrating my destructive behaviour, celebrating all the nasty things that Anna made me do, or that was a result of my anorexia. But actually, I can associate with Rachel, and we can talk and we can laugh about eating disorders, and we can talk about behaviours or stupid stuff that illness makes you do. And, we walked along today and laughed about it, and I think that's really important, that we can associate and they get it. You don't have to explain to people, and explaining is tiring in recovery. I don't know about anybody else, but I find it so tiring explaining why I'm doing things. But with Rachel, I'm just like, I'm doing this because of this, and, a bit messed up, aren't I? And I think you need to be able to do that. And I think team recovery never gets too serious, in that you need to be able to talk about your eating disorder openly, like with the time to change, time to talk stuff. You need to be able to talk about it in any day, in a bad way, in an angry way, in a oh my God, I hate you, you're evil, like, oh my God, I'm going to slap you way. I don't know.
I hate anorexia like that.
We do, and we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, just getting that anger and like firing up and just...
Sometimes you need anger towards the eating disorder. No matter how you see your eating disorder. And whether it's a boy, girl, whatever, nothing,
an animal, monster, whatever,
whatever. Or just thin air. Because some people don't like personifying their eating disorders. I do. It gives me something actually solid to fight.
We both said that, actually, haven't we? Both said that it is like having something there that's physical. You can imagine that. We'll do another video on personification afterwards, actually. But I think you need to know what you're fighting, because I think the biggest thing with eating disorders is you're fighting yourself. You're constantly in recovery fighting yourself. You're not it's not like you're not battling against somebody else, or and you've got to make that real. I don't know. For me, I had to make it real anyway.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you have to separate the eating disorder you and the real you, because it may not seem like it, but the real you is in there somewhere. And that's what recovery journey is about. I'm going to sound really cheesy again.
Cheese!
It's about finding yourself, Lando.
I think no, but it is. Oh god, awkward. No, it is, and it's about finding
too much cheese.
Yeah, cheesy cheese. But I think it's about, like Rach said, about finding yourself along the way, and I think it's about, for me, it wasn't about blaming somebody else. My family, I don't know anyone else's family, but my family were like, oh, she's blaming Anna again, and it's not. It's about going, well, actually, if Anna's telling me to do, if Anna's suggesting that I shouldn't have a certain amount of food, then I've got to take responsibility and say, well, actually, no, hang on a minute, I'm Sare, I'm not my eating disorder, and I'm going to have that food, and, what does Sare like? And it sounds so like, oh, what does Sare want to do today? But it's true, like, I think, for me, personification helped me go, you know what, it's Anna it's my anorexia, it's my eating disorder, it's Anna, it's whoever, it's your monster, it's your demons, that are making you say that. It's your destructive self that's making you do something. Just putting a name on it for me made me go, you know what, like, she ain't gonna win. And it's because I'm competitive. Using competitiveness in the right way.
Yeah.
Usually, stubborn.
I did that. I used my stubbornness. The stubbornness that made me lose weight so quickly was stubbornness that was like, right, okay, fine, I will reach my target weight. And then 9 months later, I was at my target weight after being threatened of being discharged.
I think you've got to get that fight. I think stubbornness.
I use it all the time. Like,
she used it to get here in the snow.
Snow's not going to beat me.
She's a Geordie lass. I ain't going to beat her. Hang on, where's Alice? Alice, can you hear us from Oxford?
Exactly. I'm a Geordie girl. We'll go out with short dresses on, no coats, no ties.
Sorted.
I was going to get down here.
But no, and it's
like
But no, seriously, like, everything that makes your disorder so strong, you can use to make your recovery that strong as well. And I'm trying to do that, like, competitively. I don't want to be the last person in my world to risk. I don't want people to doubt me. I don't want people to say to me, and plus I'm not going to Anna win. Like, seriously, who likes silver medals? I shouldn't be. No, but seriously, like, why do I come in second with anorexia is dying. In all seriousness, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
If I come second,
you can't win.
You can't win. There's no winning. Sare isn't going to win.
You can't be the perfect anorexia. You can be the perfect anorexic or the best anorexic, but you can be
the best you.
Yeah, the best you in recovery.
We're being so cheese-tastic.
I'll be very cheesy, but
but you can be the best you in recovery. No one can be. Rachel can't be my recovery, and I can't do exactly what Rachel did. Like, I can't. We can draw similarities, but I can't do my recovery the way she did, and she can't do it mine. For example, she had Ensure, I thought so. Like, there's a blatant difference.
Huge difference.
That's my example. But, it's really, really, like, a really stupid example, but that is just one difference in our recovery. Like, whatever. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's different, but you can draw... Like, back to square one, you can draw similarities in everyone's recovery, and team recovery is about listening to what other people have gone through, not going, oh my god, my journey isn't the same as theirs, but it's about going, well, actually, if that's worked for them, why can't it work for me? And that's what I like about team recovery.
Because it's your own individual spin on it.
Yeah, it is.
Like, okay, right, that bit doesn't work for me, but this bit does, and if I do this as well. And then share your ideas.
Yeah. I think someone who started recovery yesterday might have something in that one session they've had with their therapist, have something that I haven't learned in 2 years and that Rachel hasn't learned in like 5 years. You never know who's going to say something that just, sparks something in you, and that's what you've got to hold on to every single one of those moments, every single affirmation, every single moment that makes sense. Like, write it down, get it down, make a poster, do something, make a video, do whatever, just don't forget it, blog, I don't know.
Make an incentives list.
Yeah, make an incentive. Tweet it. Do whatever, like, tweet team recovery and we'll remind it of you. Do whatever it takes, but don't forget stuff.
Like post-it notes around your mirror or...
Yeah, I'll do something. That distracted me because I never did that because it stressed me out because they fall off and I get stressed that they weren't up there. But
no, I had an incentives list when I had to eat by myself. put it next to me and remind myself of everything that I was eating for. That really helped me.
I think that is, you need to know why you're recovering and why you're doing it.
Yeah, and having arguments back, because when you're like eating sort of shouting at you, sometimes you can forget all the things that you've learned through therapy or through team recovery or whatever. But maybe like having written them down, I found that really helped, because when she gets really loud, you forget everything. But you could say those out loud to yourself.
I think one thing I'm learning recently, actually, and this is only recently, is that I need to argue, like, it's very, and I said to Rach over dinner, earlier when we had dinner, is that I don't argue back enough, or I don't think about, I think about what's happened and the actual, writing your food journals like that, I've eaten X, Y and Z, and then Rachel quizzed me and said, but why? How does that make you feel? She counted me for my lunch, but and I think that's what's important. You need to really bring the self-awareness, I think, isn't it? It's like, know when you're doing stuff and how it feels and how it makes you feel and why. And I question too much, but you do need to question. And I think that's when people say to me about how far I'm in recovery or whatever, like, I think what I have done in the last 18 months, I'm bigging myself up, I never do this, I'm proud of myself right now, okay, proud moment, is that my awareness, and that's, I think, what's driven me forward, is being aware of how I feel and what I do, and that's partly down to a really good team that I have, but also down to the fact that I want to understand stuff, like, I want to know why I feel stuff, but I think, I can't remember what I was going to say now, sorry, anorexia, it's brain cells, but it is, but no, go on, Rach.
No, it does, because like I know I always used to get told that if I said I feel fat, like fat isn't a feeling, like there's something else that you're feeling that you can't maybe hold on to, and you have to think what you're really feeling.
Yeah, because fat is not a feeling.
No.
Like, you can't feel fat.
Yeah, I often used to say that.
I feel fat.
Yeah, oh, I feel fat. And write it on my food diary, and they're like, well, you can't, that's not a feeling. Like, what is it behind that you don't want to?
It could be anything. It could be from anger or sadness, or you've got to deal with those. And it's got to be, a big one for me is the big T. I always quote this with my therapist. The big T is truth. Like, I just can't, there's no point lying, because you're lying to yourself, and that's the thing. I think in recovery, I've always said that I'll be honest with people, and I do go into sessions sometimes, don't get me wrong, and go, yeah, I was an idiot. Or I didn't do this. And not in I didn't do this because I didn't want it kind of way, but in I didn't do it because I couldn't, but I want to be able to do it. And it's frustration myself, but I think even when you've had tough days, just being honest. So like, days when you get in and you're like, oh, I didn't have my dinner. But people do it so blatantly, like blasé in recovery, and I think what you need to do is take that moment seriously. You need to work out what it is, why didn't you do it? And be honest, don't lie and say, oh yeah, I had my dinner, because they know. Like, there's no
and you're only lying to yourself.
Yeah.
You're only letting yourself down, really.
You're covering up for your eating disorder.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. And like, it's ultimately you have to decide to recover. I can't tell Sare to recover. She's got to decide it. I can't tell you to recover. You have to recover. But we can be there to support you along your recovery journey and show that recovery is possible.
And it is, and it will be, and she's done it, and I'm doing it, and you're doing it. So
yes, we can have a little recovery party.
We're going to go have a drink and then have a recovery party.
Yeah. So
Chin chin.
bye. Cheers.